Good evening. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. 4 days after she went missing in Breckenridge, a tip led authorities to the body of 53-year-old Leslie Culver. Culver disappeared near Main Street Saturday night, and yesterday at 4:30 p.m., police identified her body near High Street between Lincoln and Washington. Cause of death is pending an autopsy and a toxicology report. Authorities do not suspect foul play. Culver lived outside of Fort Worth, Texas, where she was a founding member of the volunteer team Local Outreach for Suicide Survivors. You've been hearing about the COVID-19 Delta variant.
80 to 90% of the reported COVID cases across the state are the Delta variant.
And why it, plus 3 other strains, are considered variants of concern by the CDC.
It does have increased transmissibility, and so do the other variants.
But Wesley Black of the Summit County Contact Tracing Team says, we here in Summit have been lucky.
As of yesterday, we've only had 3 cases of the Delta variant reported.
Compare that to Mesa County, a recent hotbed with more than 500 cases of Delta since June.
They spread most easily through travel, everything associated with traveling, the destination that you travel to, and then certainly there are those large gatherings of people.
Unrestricted tourism and travel made locals nervous last summer. But this summer, Summit claims one of the state's lowest infection rates and highest vaccination rates.
It's really a testimony to the efficacy of vaccines and just how much prevention they contribute.
76% of Summit residents are fully vaccinated today, 84% partially vaccinated. The latest tax receipts are in for town of Frisco, and surprise, surprise, the month of May set another record. The town collected $788,000 in sales tax, up nearly 49% over last May for 12 months straight of record collections. Year to date, taxes are up 28% over last year, up 17% over 2019. Restaurants, retail, and grocery sales combined for more than half of all tax revenue, and lodging taxes are finally on the rebound, setting monthly records in April and May. Add short-term rentals, and lodging taxes are outpacing 2019 by $11,000 and 2020 by $76,000. Frisco Town Council heard revised plans for a new recreation building at the Adventure Park, now half as large and with day lodge renovations. Gone is a 20,000 square foot building with indoor storage for winter tubes, replaced by a 7,300 square foot building known as Slopeside Hall with rec offices, restrooms, and rental space. In summer, it will house Frisco Fun Club. Council was happier with this revised plan, but there are still lots of approvals needed. Assistant Town Manager Diane McBride.
Take it to DRC within the next couple of weeks.
Right.
After that, take it to Planning Commission. After it goes to Planning Commission, it will come back to you.
Eventually, the Day Lodge is getting a new kitchen and elevator for basement storage. This week on the Commissioners Roundtable.
The term drought really implies that there's an end in sight, that we're in a certain period. However, due to climate emergency and climate change, this may be something of, I guess you'd say, a new normal.
That was County Commissioner Josh Blanchard on the precarious state of water in Summit and millions of acres along the Colorado River Basin.
And you look outside and things are green and, the reservoirs seem relatively full and the blue looks pretty full. And so we think, the water may be, water might be in a good place right now. And then when you get into the details, we see that this really is a regional issue and a statewide issue.
Blanchard now sits on several water boards, now working together to capture funding from the governor's recent emergency drought declaration.
Blue River Watershed Group, along with Trout Unlimited, is working on an integrated management plan specifically to address the changes in the Blue River as it has affected our trout habitats. And so as they're looking at the data, the immediate sort of current effects as well as projecting out long-term impacts, we're going to see some recommendations come out in terms of what we can do to restore the Blue River here in Summit County to some of these, pre-drought levels.
Blanchard believes water use and recreation in Summit are regional issues, made more complex by water rights at ski areas and the fact there's more water on paper than on the landscape.
This is a statewide issue. And as I've said, we're in a 20-year drought, or perhaps again, this is the new normal, as some scientists are calling it, aridification effects. So, Colorado can certainly face a range of shortages across the state every year, but it's these cumulative impacts of drought stress that we're seeing on the landscapes and on our reservoirs.
Coming later this summer, Summit will host a State of the Water Town Hall where experts give their input on Colorado's emergency drought declaration. We'll be back later this month for the next Commissioners Roundtable. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, yesterday was race 3 of the Summit Mountain Challenge Town Series in the driving rain, where Breckenridge pro Taylor Sheldon of Tokyo Joe's took the men's and overall win. Roe Mayberry took the women's title. Juniors raced a time trial down Aspen Alley, where Asher Stein was fastest on course. Hallie Walsh took the girls' title. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News.